Good morning, good afternoon, good late afternoon, wherever you are around the country or around the world. Big welcome to In the Know with Peter No. My name is Peter No, so big welcome to each one of you. As every Wednesday, we have these 1 hour calls to let you to be in the know. So, what does in the know mean? You will know a lot of things that other people don't know. Let me repeat that again. You will know a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. And the reason why we came up with this name in the know is Donna Reiners. She is such a magic in wordsmithing. She just came out with this word for me, and I was like, I like that. So, what we cover here is in the next 60 minutes is always topics, okay? Topics that the industry might not talk about, topics that we don't talk about in the training, because these are what I call in depth, meaning that there's things you just love to learn about the industry, about behaviors, about network marketing, about business, about life, about cash flow, about events, and most importantly, today's topic is about people. People, okay? We're gonna go deep into people. As everybody know, I just got back from Florida, right? So who was in the Florida event? Raise your hand if you were at the Florida event. Awesome, Lynn, D, iPhone. I know Carrie was definitely there. Who here enjoyed the people at this event? The people, okay? The reason why I'm talking about this is because we're going to talk about today people. I'm going to talk about events and I want to talk about cash flow again, okay? And what we're doing now, if you're brand new here, everybody, if you're brand new here for the very first time in this private gym, and you know I always call this a private gym time with myself, um, I want you all to hey, what was I saying? Okay, as we're talking about people today, okay? I just got back from Florida. So as you all know that we are coming back to events, okay? Does everybody know that the world events are coming back? People are missing the human touch, okay? People want to be out. They want to go back and feel people outside of the Zoom. Does that make sense? What makes this our community so different? And I see this since the day I started to come back to Arizona, which was about 2 years ago, right out of the COVID. Where every event that we've been through our team, and everybody, you know, our team is called Team Evolve now, right? We are evolving with love. So as we are evolving, I notice every time when we do our event, what makes us so different than any other company and any other teams in Lifewave, and I would say almost the industry. What makes this team so different when we all get together at a huge event? And this event, we had over 500 people there. At the Zoom, we had over 450 people. So just think about this, Sandy, Lynn, Debbie, everybody here. In one day, we can touch 1,000 humans. 1,000 humans are feeling the energy. 1,000 humans are seeing, feeling, hearing information. What is this information doing to you? How is it impacting you? This is what I see. When I see all of us get together, the moment people join and come through the doors, I see everyone saying hi to each other. Do you notice that, D? Do you notice that, Maria? Do you notice that, Diane? Everybody, when we do our events, how come everybody flocks to each other? Because we are not strangers. Because we have built this entire gym, seeing us together on a Zoom. And I want to touch on this. We're seeing each other through a digital screen. But then when we all get together live at a live event, none of us are strangers because we know each other. We work with each other. We build with each other every single day. Does everybody notice that? And you notice that when you come to a live event, usually if a team or an organization does not have that constant communication line, what is our constant communication line, everyone? The podcast. We see each other's name every day, like almost like a job, almost like an online college course. Does that make sense, everyone? And when you see familiarity, when you see people grow, like today, Ron and Nancy became managers. So big shout out to Ron and Nancy if you're on here. When you see each other grow, but when you see a lot of people grow, what does that show in your mind? It shows that it can be done. It shows that other people are doing this. And it gives you hope and it gives you the confidence that you know that you're in the right place, being guided to move forward in the right direction. Does that make sense, everyone? I'm telling you things that are subconsciously that you sometimes would not recognize if you're a brand new person in the industry. But if you've been in the industry long enough, if you've been through enough companies or enough team, you can actually learn how to recognize what makes an organization go, what makes an organization grow, what keeps an organization together. And that is one of the hardest things in building an organization, because it's not about the Walter, it's not about the Heidi, it's not about the Marias, because you're all individuals. Does that make sense? But when you come together as a group, as a team, and then your guests, your prospects, your family member, your friends, when you invite them to see something, what do you think they want to see? They want to see that synergy. They want to see how, oh my God, why is Lorraine enjoying this time in her life with these people? Who are these people? What do they want? What do they represent? What is their agenda? Does that make sense, everyone? Sometimes it's not you recruiting. Sometimes it's all of us as a whole that's recruiting. For example, I'll use church, okay? We go to church, right? So let's say we go to church. There's a brand new member, a 25-year-old college student who is lost, right? He doesn't know what direction to go in life. And all of a sudden he was invited to go to church by his aunt, but he only recognized his aunt as his aunt. And then he goes to a Sunday church, and all of a sudden he goes to church and he sees all these people that just have belief and faith in being good. What do you think it would impact this young man's life, because he hasn't seen the good, but he just feels that there's goodness? Does that make sense? And because he's surrounded by this environment, what if he now starts going around and telling his friends now, hey, I found this place that there's actually good people hanging out and they want only the best for me? Does that kind of sound like network marketing? It kind of does, right? So they said that Jesus was the best network marketer in the entire world of history of all worlds, right? Because he just recruited everybody into his vision, into his purpose. Now, this would lead me into today's topic. How many of us are having challenges in this business so far? Obstacles in this business so far? Good. I want you to. Because if you don't have an obstacle, if you don't have a pushback, that means how are you going to grow? If you're never challenged, how are you going to feel the pressure? And all pressure is, or that uncomfortability, all that means is growth. And I want everyone to know, again, there is no secret sauce into this business. There is none. There is just human behaviors. This is truly a people business, 1000%. If you are having challenges, if you're having pushbacks, it's only because you have not experienced enough human interaction challenges. Does everybody understand what I just said? If you're having challenges and pushback or whatever you're going through, what if it's only because it's pushing you to become a better, stronger human? And if you're having those challenges, this is a human business. The funny thing about this is that because we're not each other's boss, I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you how to feel. Your upline can't tell you what to do. Your downline can't tell you what to do. Does that make sense? We are all individual, sovereign, like being, free being. Does that make sense? I want you to think of it as we're a bunch of bees or we're a bunch of ants. And all, what is it to do? We're free. We can go fly anywhere. We can go walk anywhere like ants. But why does the ants and the bees work together to bring food together to the nest or to the home? Because it's called a colony. We're building a colony. Does that make sense, everybody? Now, the beautiful thing about network marketing, and I really want to go deep into this today, is because I still go out into the world and I listen to everybody's challenge. I listen to everybody's problems. I listen to everybody's issues. Okay? And I can tell you, I can't compare Heidi's problems to Marion's problems and Marion's problems to Sandy's problems. We all have different problems. Does that make sense? But we're all living life. So the beautiful thing about being in this network marketing structure is this. There's two things. We can all share each other's problems. We can all talk about it. And what if we can all help each other's problems out? Now, what is everybody's problem? Outside of ego problems, outside of personal, whatever problems you had, to me, there's only 3 problems in the world. 3. And I can assure you, you have all those 3 problems. Who here has a health problem? Raise your hand. Or had a health problem? We all did. Who here has a time problem? A time problem? Raise your hand. Okay, we all did. Who here has a financial or a freedom problem? Raise your hand. Awesome. Now, if we all share the same problem and we're all in the people business, who here wants to get lucky? Raise your hand. Get lucky. Okay, we all want to get lucky. All right. Now, later I'm going to go into the cash flow quadrant where you're an employee and you're a self-employed. But the reason why we're in the what quadrant? We're in the cash flow quadrant. We're in the business owner quadrant where you own a business that leverage people. The reason why I can say, why would you want to get lucky? What if you're in a program or in an opportunity where you're dealing with people, and what if you solve the 3 problems that everybody has? What if you have a solution to a problem that everyone has? Let me explain what that means. And I want you to all to let me know if this is your aha moment. So what if Debbie has a shoulder and a pain issue? And what if I gave her a patch? And what if she is the breadwinner, meaning that without her working, her kids, her husband, and her dog does not get food if she does not work? Does that make sense? So Debbie, I gave you this patch. All of a sudden, this patch alleviated all your inflammation, and all of a sudden, your pain, your headache, you can sleep and you have energy. Did I help your health problem right there? Everybody saw that, right? I helped her health problem. Now, subconsciously, when I helped your health problem, all of a sudden you have all the energy now. You're waking up earlier, and now you're cleaning up the house more. You're taking care of your chores more. You're now taking care of your kids' homework. Now, is their life better? You're giving your husband more time because you're not in pain, sleeping. Does that make sense, everybody? Now, you have more time, and now you go to work, Debbie, and now you have all the energy to take care of your customers, your patients, and your boss is happy because he sees you or she sees you full of life, and she gives you a raise because you're doing a great job because you're not in pain anymore and suffering. And then when you make more money, did I solve your financial problem? And then when you have more time and more energy because you're sleeping now, did I solve your time problem? So everyone, did you understand what I just did? I gave you a scenario. It is not we're selling a patch. We're not selling a patch, everyone. You are selling a solution to people's problems. Now, people might have other problems, like they're grumpy, they have an ego, they might have bad character, they might have a bad personality. But do you sometimes think that those characteristics comes from because they might be in pain in the last 5 years, 10 years, some of us 20, 30 years? Every time when I meet a grumpy person, do you know what my first expression is? I am compassionate to this person because I can feel their pain. And when I feel their pain, what do? I smile and I go, man, I got something for that grumpiness right now. What do you know about stem cells? Just kidding, but you know what I mean, right? What if you are the solution to their health, time, and freedom? And what if you don't even know that yet because all you're doing is you're focusing on just selling patches But what if it's deeper than patches? Now, Debbie, the reason why I say, what if you're in the wrong program? What if you're in a job? What if you own your own dry cleaners and you never get to leverage people? Now, the reason why I say, who wants to get lucky today? Today is your lucky day. Because what if moving on from today on, what if you talk to 10 people this weekend, Memorial Weekend, and you listen to their problems, and you know that you have a conversation and they have a health problem, and then you have a conversation and you figure out that they might have a time problem, and then you have a conversation and then you figure out, oh my God, this person has a financial problem, and you introduce them to our tools, which is our website. You pre-qualify them with a podcast. And all of a sudden, Debbie, they call you back and go, I want to order this. And all of a sudden, you relieve them of their pain. And all of a sudden, that one person just turns out to be the biggest Herbalife builder, or the biggest Amway builder, or their mom or their dad built Amway or New Skin or whatever. And what if they join your business and you didn't even know who they were, but you got lucky? And then because you are in this program and you found 2 people like that you got lucky with, and all of a sudden your whole life changes. Can you ever get this lucky owning a salon? No. Can you get this lucky being in a job? No. Because why? Because you're in the wrong business model where you cannot leverage people and get rewarded for your time, your knowledge, your energy. Does this make sense, everyone? I'm going back to the basics. This is not about the golden ticket, this patch. This is not about winning the lottery. You found an opportunity. It is not an opportunity until you understand what this opportunity is. The definition of sales is effective communication. What am I teaching you every day? What is this podcast every day? We're just teaching you how to communicate by listening, by absorbing, by sending out text. We're teaching you small little behaviors, skill sets that you need to learn, just like any other business. But it just so happens that this business only costs you what? $5 a day. For $5 a day, you get patches for your health. For $5 a day, you get a website and you get a customer service. You get to hold the patents from David Schmidt. You're an exclusive distributor. Now you have the license, the rights to share this. So you have the true health program and you have a true wealth program. If you understand what this opportunity means. All I'm teaching you, all the leaders are teaching you is just how to communicate that to your people. Does that make sense, everyone? And we have to do it in the most organic way, meaning no fluff, no hype, no bullshit, no lying, no cheating, no stealing, none of that behavior, what bad business is. We are conducting good business. How do we know? You don't get 84 people on here if we're doing bad business. You don't get 500 people at an event if we're doing bad business. You might get that in a short period of time, but trust me, long term, everything in this business will be exposed. The one thing I love about network marketing is you will be exposed. Let me repeat that again. direct sales industry, you will be exposed. If you're a great person, you will be exposed as an awesome person. But if you do bad business, you will be exposed as a bad person. And that means leading people. So the reason why we have built such a community from Marcy and I and all the leaders here that you see every single day, what we're telling you is we don't walk the walk. We talk the talk and walk the walk. How do we know? Because if you go back to March of 2020, if you go back to every single podcast, Zoom call, you will see all the leaders, every single person, down from Dr. Harmon to Savi to Mariah to Sean to Kathleen to Heidi to Lizzie to everybody had their role here. Does that make sense, everyone? We all watched each other graduate. So that means it is an equal playing field. That means we are all just like a college that sooner or later, everyone has to graduate. The only reason why you will graduate is because you're graduating, because you're learning skills, how to communicate with people and impact them or influence them or inspire them to do things they would not do outside of meeting you. I hope this gives you a different perspective on this business. Does that make sense? Now, what makes one person more successful than the other person? What is it? Why is it that if Maria is only here for 1 year, she can be more successful than the person that's been here for 10 years? What is the difference? The only difference is just how many people Maria talked to. That is the secret. How she talks to them, what she says to them, what she sends to them is exactly the same thing as the person that has been here for 10 years. Now, the reason why, again, I say you can get lucky is because you never know who you're talking to and who they're talking to and who they're talking to. The only thing that you gotta know is the same thing as if you were to go to a gym. If all of us here goes to the gym every day for 2 hours a day, for every day, for 365 days a year, I promise you, if we take a before and after picture, we would look night and day difference. You will have muscles. I promise you, if you are here every day for 1 year and you physically talk to 3 people a day, if you are talking to 3 people a day for 365 days out of the year, I promise you, you will make more money or you will learn more skill sets or you will be a professional network marketer by the time 12 months is done. I promise you that. I guarantee you that, okay? It's because you cannot change science. You cannot make this stuff up. The business is already defined in that way. The only thing is, are you talking to 3 people a day? Are you getting better at the next 3, the next 3, the next 3? Are you enjoying that process? Are you a people person? If you don't like people, we are in the wrong business, everyone. Okay? Straight up. Now, one thing I love about this business also, there is no race. There is no speed. It is all up to you, because Debbie lives somewhere in the suburb, wherever, somewhere where there's not a lot of people. Heidi lives somewhere where there's not a lot of people. Mariah Wolf lives in Alaska. We have 3 SPDs from Alaska. How do you get 3 SPDs from Alaska? It's called telephone. It's called internet. It's called a tool. It's called you talk. And because if you've been doing it long enough, you can merge technology with people together. And again, it's just called information. Okay, so we kind of covered a lot here. I'm going to open up for questions. Does anybody have any questions on anything that resonated with them? Have any questions about this industry? I literally just gave you the nuts and bolts on what to focus on. After this, now I'm going to give you the cash flow again. So I'm really hitting it hard, okay? I want to make sure by the time we get to convention, each one of you is so strong in your mindset that you understand that for the next phase in your life, this is called a phase. The next phase in your life, that you are totally going the right direction, where you're not wasting your time or guessing where you're going. Does that make sense? When I held this patch, I told Marcy, if this thing does what it does, I already know what to do. I can drop everything, and I did for this company, okay? So I think Debbie and Tammy has a question. So Debbie, do you have anything? You raise your hand.
No, not really, but before this call is over, if you could explain the maintenance packs.
Okay.
That's something I know nothing about.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna take actually about 15 minutes, go over questions, so I'll talk about that.
Okay.
Tammy, did you want to add anything, or does anybody want to share? And then Heidi next? No? Okay, Heidi, you want to unmute yourself?
So I just want to, Peter, you're just so amazing. I've been with you for 3 years now, and I have grown organically, very slowly, and you have loved me along the whole way. So thank you for that. My question is I have a pile of order forms that I've filled out in the last 3 years, and a lot of them have dropped off. Because I live in a community where there's not a lot of people, instead of doing extra and more work, now that I've grown to where I am today and the tools I have today, what's your suggestion on my going back into all those order forms and contacting the people that I got aboard a long time ago? Because I have more to share, and I don't want to keep building upon what I've already built. And I just need a little bit of guidance and verbiage to go back and re-spark that fire.
Really awesome question. And just know, for you to have that kind of stack of leads, everybody, warm leads, okay? We all die for leads, right? So Heidi, you already have ahead of the game. What I would suggest is this: come up with a simple script that you're comfortable with, okay? Simple script. Hey, this is Heidi. I'm literally just going back over all the people I've contacted in Lifewave. I've been here now for 3.5 years or 3 years. And I just want to touch base with you, Judy. How's life been? Where you been? Get it, Heidi? Just literally touch base. And if you do that through that list, I would suggest call 3 people a day. That's it. And then I want you to write those 3 names down: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days a week, 3 names, and see what the results are, how you're connecting with them, and what are they coming back to. If out of 10 people, everyone, if she contacts 9, 333, out of 9 people, if you get 1 or 2 re-sparked, re-engaged, bring them back to the podcast, reliven them up, let them see, hey, we created a new website. Here's some information for you. If you can re-spark just 2 out of the 3 every day or every week, that is your new business partners. Okay, Heidi? That's where you start. So great question. And I can't believe you had all those leads. So let's go for it. Okay. Maria, what would you like to ask?
Thanks, Peter. How are you? Thank you for the call and everything you do for us. But I talked to you a little while back about, I've got a list of people from other companies that I had been in before and approaching them, and they are above me in these other business network marketing companies. What's your best guidance for approaching them? I've still kind of maintained relationships, and a couple of them I'm engaging with them right now, but I haven't talked to them about we haven't talked about what I'm doing or even where they are.
Okay, so if you have people that in the previous companies, everyone, Maria has people that she knows that are the uplines, sidelines possibly, okay? She just wants to re-engage and just touch base or see where everybody's at. I want each one of you just to think like this. Can you go to the gym for years and not get results? Yes, you can, okay? So Maria, I want you to think when you call them in your mind, yes, you're contacting them, right? The moment you're contacting them, everyone, they know that you have an outcome or some kind of a goal or an agenda. I let them know what my agenda is right away when I call my previous company people. So for example, I would call someone, hey, Mark, I'm touching base with all my old contacts. How's life been, man? How's LifeVantage? How's doing? Does that make sense, everyone? Like Maria? Let me do this real quick. Okay, so Maria, what I would do is I just literally touch base with them because they know you're gonna call them, because nobody just calls anyone out of the blues. Does that make sense? You coming in, they know maybe you're with another company or not. I go straight at it. Hey, Joe, I'm going through my list. I just really thought about you, okay? How's your world? How are things going? Are you still with the same company? Maria, hey, kind of weird. I thought about you, or, I saw your name and, things are well. Thanks for the phone call. Life got in the way. It's always when you start with that conversation. And then they're always going to ask you. And when I conversate, everyone, I know that Marcy goes through the form, family, occupation, relationship, or money, or whatever it is. I like to do my HTF. I like to find out. Give me 1 second. I like to find out what's going on with their health, their time, and their financials. Does that make sense? By just asking those simple questions. What's going on with your health? How are your kids? How's your job? That's your time. And then that would lead to, man, Peter, I got 3 jobs. My business is going down, whatever. So you see how it flows. So Maria, what I would do, start the small conversation, call 3 people a day at a time. And again, once you get that one conversation going, it will lead you to the other. It's kind of like, it'll just flow. Does that make sense? But it just takes that first push. And then after that, if they ask you, hey, Maria, how you doing? What's going on? Like, what are you up to? Hey, you know what? Again, we work together. I thought about you. I just found this amazing technology in stem cells. What have you heard about it these days? Okay, and after you do your connection, always dance back to that question. And that, Maria, is your go. That is your green light again. Once you crack the first ice, everyone, go with the conversation. Does that make sense? The hardest thing is breaking the ice. The hardest thing is picking up the phone and what do you start asking? But just be you. I don't know your relationships, but when I call my previous companies, like my friends, my sideline, when I call them, they're because I was big there. They're like, they love it. Peter, I can't believe you're calling me. Hey Peter, I thought about you. Hey, I saw you on Facebook, man. Where'd you go, dude? You know what I mean? People actually they're waiting for your phone call sometimes, and you might not even know it. Okay. If you've done good business, you give good energy. If you've done bad business, nobody's going to pick up your phone. Does that make sense? If you have bad reputation in the industry, people are going to know about it. But if you've done something good, use that to your advantage. Okay. So I hope that helps, Maria, and let me know if you need support with that. Jesse, what is your
Thank you.
Jesse? You're welcome.
Oh, sorry. I actually was going to lower my hand because I don't have a question, but I had an inspired day, which was totally in line with what you're sharing today, Peter.
You want to share?
Sure. Because of changes in my life, along with Lifewave coming into my life, I am becoming a social being that I fundamentally am, but I have isolated for years, despite that I've been in sales and service. There's been a place of not wanting to be terribly social. And now I'm out every day. And what I bring, my strength is communicating with people, and they trust me once I get out there, so you have to get out there for people to know. And so I wanted to say for any of us that we get in our own way, because it's so simple to take genuine interest in another human being. And out of that is where I am making the connections. So today, I just stopped by a coffee shop that I'm not typically in a different town. And a woman was walking with a cane and every step you could tell she had to think of how to make the next step. And when she came out of the coffee shop, she was barely carrying the cup of coffee. So I asked if she wanted help.
Wow.
And I'm going to cry. She was so appreciative. Some people don't want help. So it's like knowing to ask, do you want help? And the bottom line is that we engaged, and she expressed that she had brain tumors with a surgery that went bad, and she can barely walk and function. So we made that connection, and she wants to know about Lifewave. I didn't push it on her. I'm going to send her the information. And out of it, I spoke to another woman who I'm going to be listing her condominium as a realtor in a few weeks. And we talked for 2 hours about Lifewave and about life. So that's the point, is that we're making relationships, we're making connections, we care. And that's what is with our team, at least, if not the whole company, of bringing that genuine care. And it's inspiring. People care because the world is such a mess. And I would use some other terms, but it's a mess. And people want to hear the positive. And that's what we're reminding. I want to just add that we're reminding people that it's not all crap out there, right? It's not all struggle.
Jess, thank you so much for sharing, because I'm going to piggyback exactly what you said too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone, did you hear what she said? She's getting out of her shell, even though she is in the people business. She's inspired more now because of our community, what she's learning here, and how to communicate even differently. Now, this brings so much kudos to who we are, because Jess, just imagine if all we did every day was just teach you, hey, Jess, go make a list and go enroll people and just tell them they can make a lot of money, and then just do and sign up people and just do this.
Forget it.
How would, if I duplicate that to you, you duplicate it to this old lady, and then this old lady, it duplicates to this man. And then, do you understand? The duplication would be so off. And can you imagine a whole organization doing that, not alone a whole company doing that? This is the reason why people don't like network marketing. It's not like they don't like the products. They just don't like the way that they're approached, because they lost the human touch along the way. And that has to do with money. I hate to say this, it's money. The reason why our community is so well trained in a way is because we took away the money aspect, and then you can be free to really be the true authentic self. And we all know the money comes anyways, but it's the mission before the commission. So always write that down. It's always the mission before the commission. We are truly living that lifestyle. So Jesse, thank you for sharing that, because I think all of us here resonates with you and what you do. Okay, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Lorraine, what would you like to share, Lorraine?
Hi, everybody. I am actually a very newbie. It's been about a week and a half now since I even heard about Lifewave. Using the patches, just feeling some tremendous things from them. The Aeon is great for my pain. The X39 is doing things that I think I'm starting to feel even after a week and a half, but we'll reserve final judgment on what I actually feel after a whole month of them being on them. I've already shared it with several people. I am not a shy person. I'm pretty outgoing. And my question actually is, I know we're in 81 countries. Are we in India by chance?
No, we're not in India. If you were to go to enroll or join us and you click on the countries, all those countries that we're in, that's what we're registered in. But even in those countries, Lorraine, I think we're really active in like a handful, okay?
Okay.
A lot of those 81 countries are just registered. So just make sure, like if you see like Zimbabwe or something like that, just call the company and make sure if you do want to ship to someone that they're ready to, they should be okay.
So then my question would be, how do we get in India? And the reason I'm asking is because I go to India every 6 months. And one of the reasons that I do is I'm trying to build a school there for a community of children that are part of the lowest caste system. So India still has a caste system. So they, are part of the lowest caste. They can't currently go to school because they have no money, they have no anything. So one of the goals for my business is so that I can make enough money and generate enough income so I can build a school myself in India. I have a web page. I'm doing all these wonderful things and trying to get money to do that. But that's kind of slow going when you do it. It's just starting up. I have my own nonprofits I started, but that's very slow going. And if I can contribute to that, not only via getting an income from Lifewave, but also spreading the word and getting other people who are having problems, such as, my health is a problem, my finances are a problem, my time is a problem. For those people who live in India, then I've, just helped so many people along the way in so many ways. So how can I get us in India?
Okay, so one thing I'll tell you right now, I love your heart. I think you understand the power of network marketing and how you can leverage to other countries.
Yes.
India and certain countries take years to register, just to let you know. It is not my job. It's not your job. It's only the company's job to do that.
Okay.
So companies open up countries depending on business, how much volume. And I'll tell you, the company in the next 2 years, they're focused 1,000% on Asia. So the next countries that are opening up is Korea and Vietnam, and I think another country, okay? But it's Asia countries. So, but what I would suggest for you, Lorraine, is become the biggest person in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Help figure out, literally build a ripple effect out of your neighborhood that will go into your communities. The more money you make in America first, build up that brand of yours. And then a year, 2, 3 years later, when you're making so much money here, not only will you be able to build your school in India. But then when we do open up India one day, which we will one day, I don't know when, we will, then you will already have the brand, the platform, and the business ready to go. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So
Thank
become
you.
the best person you are today,
Mhm.
just knowing in the future that you're going to graduate, and then not only will you be one person, but you'll be 10,000 Lorraines with the
Yeah,
same.
great,
Okay. So
great, got it. Thanks
bye.
so much. Thanks so much, Peter.
a big welcome.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Destiny, what would you like to add?
I just wanted to piggyback on the girl that was talking about, she had a stack of people that had dropped out.
Heidi.
Heidi, yeah. I don't know if anybody else does this, and maybe because my organization is not like ginormous yet. You know, I'm a new manager, but every one of my people, I reach out to them at least once a week. Now, 5 of them of my people are men, so, and they all work. So if it's not a text, it's an email that I send to them, education, just trying to stay connected to them. I want to hear if they have problems, if they're wearing the patch and they're like, I'm not getting any results. I want them to come to me first. I want them to say, if they're having a problem, I want them to come to me so I can see if I can fix the problem. That was my take on her.
Thank you, Destiny. Heidi, did you write that down?
Yeah,
Sure.
I did. I heard that. And, this is an accumulation of just over 3 years. So a lot of these people, life has gotten in the way, finances have gotten in the way, moving has gotten in the way, other things. So I got in my way. So yes, I appreciate that. Thank you, Destiny, for sharing. I try real hard to keep up with everybody. So, but I need to do better, and I can do better, and I will do better.
And you know what? One thing I love about Heidi, everyone, is just imagine she's been here with me for 3 years. Doesn't matter where she's at, doesn't matter what she does. The only thing that matters is she's always in the gym. Whether she's in the gym by herself, whether she's in the gym bringing on another gym partner or a friend, the one thing I love about Heidi is she just shows up. Does that make sense, everyone? Our community is just people that are just showing up. Okay? If we just show up for each other every day, like seriously, very seriously, how many hours are we all really putting into this business, so-called business here? 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week? Do you know what I mean? Maybe if you're like big, building big, you might do 15 or something hours, but you're not physically working. Does that make sense? You're not physically working. The only physical time, and next week I'm going to talk about it, and we're not going to get into the cash flow because we have no time. Next week I'll talk about the BLD, the building, your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. How are you building yourself during breakfast? Who are you leveraging? What tools are you leveraging during lunch? And what systems are you duplicating during dinner time? I called it the BLD. We're building together. Does that make sense? So that, to me, that's all that matters. And when I talked to Heidi 3 years ago, she straight up, Peter, I'm doing this, and that. I got this going on. La, da, 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 da. I'm like, Heidi, time out. Okay, let's break it down, right? I want you to just take your time and break down your breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. I want you to break down, what are you doing? What's your priority? What makes more sense? And then take your time and add it into there. And then how are you fitting us into your nooks and crannies to make sure that you're constantly growing and evolving? And it's gone to this far. Does everybody have family challenges? Yeah, we all do. Does anybody have personal challenges? We all do. I know she was going, I don't want to say it, but you're going through a divorce, a house sale. I know Heidi's personal life already because she shares it with me, right? So the reason why I even have time, everyone, is because our system is so structured that once I'm developed my leaders, and you know them, Savi, Juliana, Claudia, Suzanne, Sally, Geraldine, Carol, all these are my leaders. Once we're done working, now they can go help their people. Does that make sense? And then I have enough time for others that need my time. So just because you think you're working yourself, you're not working yourself. You're constantly part of a bigger and a bigger and a bigger picture. Every person that joins us from the last of your legs adds something to this community. You never know who they are. Okay, so remember, Lifewave was a 15-year-old company before Marcy and I came in. When Marcy and I came in, there is no way Lifewave knew that we were going to keep them afloat during the COVID. Our podcast was the only podcast that was bringing business in during the lockdown, everyone, okay? Nobody knew that Marcy and I are gonna bring in over 50 million points. Let me repeat that again, 50 million points. That equates to over $150 million in sales for the company. Judy's like, wow, that's a lot of numbers. It is. So just know that each one of you, every auto ship, every silver, every gold, every person Maria talks to, every person that Heidi wakes up is part of those numbers. Does that make sense? So each one of you plays a role in this community, okay? So Donna, would you like to close this down? And everybody, Donna gave me In the Know with Peter No, okay? So I owe her my whole career right now, Donna.
Let's go within the know.
Let's go.
I just wanted to encourage anyone and everyone, no matter how long you've been. I literally have 2 books. You see all these people? Like literally.
Wow. Donna, everybody look at that.
Because this is the reality when you're working a lot. And so I honestly do work most of the time because I use my phone as my tool. And so I'm constantly texting. I'm constantly going through my phone and doing little searches for cities that come to my mind. Like, you know what? I wonder if Louisiana. I met those 3 people in Louisiana. I haven't talked to them in a long time. And I'm constantly going back through and circling through old contacts that I don't even remember their names, that I put them in the subject for me to find them. And then I just want to encourage Juliana. I've been having the same idea. I got my books out and I've only been doing this. It'll be 2 years in the middle of June, but I went after it like really, really fast and started calling a lot of people before I even got my patches in my hand. So the reason that we can't stay in contact with everyone is because once you start building down and you start helping other people build, you're talking to them and their people and their people and their people. And eventually the truth is that the people who aren't working and the people who aren't sharing really do fall to the bottom of the book. And as much as we would love to stay in contact with everyone, there comes a time where you have to leverage your own time and work with those that want to work and let those that don't want to work find you if they want something. Now, I will say that Project Broadcast is a wonderful way to stay in contact with everyone you've ever known. If you spend the money less than $20 a month to just send them a note every once a month, you can put people inactive in an area and say, hey, just saying hello and just stay in contact. You can do that because you never know when their health is going to change, their finances are going to change, or they're going to think about you. So I just want to encourage everyone. We are in a new season. I've been contacting distributors today. I've been talking to people that were on fire and then they disappeared. And I'm in a new place, Peter. I'm in a place where I told one of them, I said, listen, I love you. Basically, we have equity together, but I'm in a new place. And I heard at our leadership retreat something very interesting. I'll read you what I said. It's very interesting. I heard this and I told her, I said, this is really hardcore. But the truth is in the midst of all this health, this is also business. And I'm going to show you what I told this person. Now, mind you, I have a relationship with them. So you don't just tell this to anybody. I said, listen, they said they've been kind of working things out and they've been kind of in depression or whatever. And I said, this is why I asked if you're still building a business. I'm working with those who want to move forward and I'm providing specials and different incentives to help, but I won't reach out or purchase extra things for you if you're not doing it from a business standpoint. For me, spending money, if you are not wanting to make money does not make sense to me. And I said, I bless you. A leader at our retreat made this comment. I'm never going to beg people to become rich. They either want to work or they don't. And I said, it seemed so straight to the point to me. But at the same time, it was a clear boundary for herself with her time, her finances, and her resources, as well as her personal health. And at the end of the day, we are all going to work. But what we work and what we put our efforts into determines what we produce. So I'm chewing on this with this person who has equity in community, equity in life, equity in adversity. She has set her boundaries and she is working for a living. So I understand the mission before the commission, but I want to tell y'all the revelation I have is the commission is equal to the mission. And so if you just, I don't check your motives 1,000 times a day. Oh, gosh, I'm making this about money. Don't do that. If you have bills to pay, it is about your money and you better get your electricity paid or you're going to end up going back to the HEB. So I just want to encourage you to continue moving forward and not be so caught up in your motives that you're so determined to make it all about health, because the lady down the road that can't pay her bills isn't going to care about somebody else's health. She's going to care about her financial health. And your financial health gives you the money to pay for your physical health. And so let the marriage of the practical part of our business come. Health and wealth go together like peanut butter and jelly. That's it. Blessings.
For $5 a day, you get it all. Thank you.
Right.
I 1000% resonate with Donna's message. Okay, everyone. Remember, I'm a business guy, but when I say mission before the commission, it's just the way that we project. Okay, when we project out, we want people to know our mission. Okay, but I love business. We are here to build money. The more money you make, the more people you can just help. Okay, so I can't believe where the time goes. It's already an hour into our afternoon. For the last minute, I just want to say this. Everyone, did you learn anything in May? In May? Yes, you did. Did you grow in May? Did you grow? Even with one person, even with one hello, even with one yes, you grew. Awesome. We are now closing the month of May. It is Memorial Weekend. So I just want to say, enjoy your weekend. Tonight, I'm going to be on with Dr. Harmon, everyone, okay? Tonight, I will be on with Dr. Harmon. We are pilot testing. I'm going to be in a gym. He's going to be in a medical location. We're doing lives in front of real people in front of the podcast. So we are doing a live podcast in front of people, in front with you, so we can show the new way of how we're going to evolve our live events.
I am so excited about that. I cannot tell you, because I have an event coming up and I'd already planned to have the Zoom on for the testimonial time of my live event. So I'm doing almost the same thing, except that I'm doing the testimonial time in place of the testimonials. other than the ones that Craig and I might give. And so I'm gonna start doing them a little later so that we can start rocking and rolling all together. And then afterwards, if people come on the Zoom, on that Zoom, I'll have my Zoom open to go ahead and do a Zoom afterwards to enroll people after they're at the Zoom and if they're not local with me. So I'm with you.
Did you all hear that? Donna already got my vision. Can you imagine if you want to do this at your home? Just match up with our 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Zoom, plug in your Zoom, invite some people. We present for you.
Yes.
We have the testimonials for you. You can have 1 person, 5 person, 20 people in your living room. This is going to be the next level of how we go back to the live. And then we will bring our entire communities together in the bigger markets. And so the small homes will duplicate to the middle homes. The middle events will duplicate to the bigger events we do. And then the big graduation is always the convention, everyone.
Right, that's right.
So,
And don't forget, I'm sorry. I'm just so excited I could barely stand it. Just don't forget that those of you who are like, well, I just don't want to do business. Don't forget that, like, we're going to gather together by 7. And in our time, it's not till 8 o'clock. That gives me time to love on people, to have them look at information, for me to patch each person, gives me time to give our personal testimonials. So absolutely bring yourself and don't just have people show up for a meeting. That's what I could not do that. That's not who I am. I want to have community. I want to have relationship with others. So if you'll build in relationship building, even if they say no that night, if they see that there's a possibility that they could have a new friend, they may come for that and not even for the patches. And eventually you will be able to take their warm market, that's your cold market, to become your warm market just because you showed up to have a bite to eat together.
Wow, Donna, I think I'm going to invite you back next week. I think we have to talk about this topic again. Okay, so everyone, you're going to find this the same time, same podcast, same Zoom. Everything's the same. It's just Dr. Harmon will be in his office. I will be in the biggest gym in Orange County. We're just doing that live instead of doing it in our offices. Okay, so we got 4 more months till convention. Make sure you register, you get your hotels, get your plane tickets. We're gonna have the biggest Evolve events at the convention. Whoever comes, I'm gonna have a beautiful gift just for you. You just need to tell me your size and if you're a male and a female, and you know what I'm gonna give you, okay? So everybody, this is gonna be another episode here. It's going to be called Evolve Your Network Marketing Journey. Okay, I'm going to post this up soon. I love you. Have fun today, and I'll see you tonight in the gym. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Peter.
Bye, Peter. Thank you. Have a good day,
Thanks,
everybody.
Donna. God
Bye.
bless you
Great
guys.
training, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Bye,
Bye, Donna. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Peter. This is excellent.
Bye.